What's up, world? This your guy Guitar K, and this video is to revisit a story that was big in my early adult years back in the early 2000s. We're talking about Pat Tillman. He was a safety for the Arizona Cardinals at the time. He turned down millions of dollars to play in the NFL to go fight for our country right after 9/11, to go fight in the war. And, before I get into the video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tip my hat. I'm going to salute. I'm going to give much love to our armed forces, man, because those people who fight for our freedoms that we take so much for granted, the only reason that I'm able to be on social media and share my thoughts and, connect with people is because of people like Pat Tillman who fight for our country to allow us the freedoms to do American things that we like to do here in this good country of America. Now, let's get into the meat and potatoes of what we're talking about now. Bar none, Pat Tillman was a great football player. I can remember, playing with him on like Madden and stuff like that. He was an awesome football player. But that's not what this video is about. This is to talk about his decision to give it up and go fight for our country, and then the tragic things that happened when he went to fight for our country. Now, he was killed in war, or if that's what you want to call it. It was a lot of controversy surrounding his death. Now, at first, the Army tried to cover it up and make it seem like he was killed, by the enemy. That he was killed in heroic events, and, he won awards and medals and stars and Purple Heart and stuff like that. And, they used it as a, like propaganda and as to make young kids want to join the Army and follow in the footsteps of a great soldier like Pat Tillman. But later, after investigations, it was shown that he was killed by friendly fire. He was shot 3 times in the head by friendly fire, none to say the less. It says that he had...
And here comes the blitz. Ooh, got him. And Tillman will sack Charlie Batch, a loss of 10.
You talk about a guy that loves just playing football, wants to be a part of things.
The blitz coming from the outside. They chase Brett Favre. He fires, and it's intercepted. Pat Tillman with the interception. Tiki Barber, the third down back, is in there, and Collins' pass is intercepted. Pat Tillman.
Right there, Pat Tillman strips him. Falls out. Tillman again knocks the ball loose.
Receiver fell down, and now he's sacked. Tillman.
So the Lions with first and goal from the 6. Stopped in the backfield when he was hit immediately by Pat Tillman.
Underneath. Loose ball. Good play by Tillman.
Pitch to Fred Taylor. And he's tackled for a 2-yard loss. And again, it's Pat Tillman.
Pressure on Jeff George, and down he goes. Pat Tillman on a safety blitz.
Fire. He was shot 3 times in the head by friendly fire, none to say the less. It says that he had indeed charged up a null in an attempt to protect his fellow compatriots. He was not, however, killed by the enemy. Rather, he had been shot 3 times in the head by members of his own battalion. As the shots barreled towards him, Tillman was reported to have screamed the words, "I'm Pat fucking Tillman." On 60 Minutes, later after this major blow was suffered early in the week, that they was talking a lot about how this war was crazy and that it was unjust and that they were doing a lot of, things that wasn't fair to what the country would look at in war. And it was said that Pat stood up to some of the people that was higher up to him in rank, and this may or may not allegedly been the cause of him getting killed. So not only did he leave the NFL to go fight for his country, over there when he's saying things that he didn't believe in, practices that were immoral or things that was happening, he had the guts to stand up to people who was higher ranked than him and still die for what he believed in. He went over there to fight and die for what he believed in, but he even had the guts to stand up to people to fight and die for what he didn't believe in when they wasn't holding up their end of the bargain to fight and what they believe in, man. And I don't care. This story will never get old, you know. What happened to Pat Tillman, you know, it's the story of an NFL player killed by friendly fire in Afghanistan. And then just this past year in the Super Bowl, they did like a quick little slot on him. And I'm going to read that. It says, "Look no further than this year's Super Bowl. The former Cardinal safety will be honored before the game. The NFL announced recently with 4 Pat Tillman Foundation scholars stated to serve as the honorary coin toss captains for the Sunday's big game. And it's yet another recognition for the hard-hitting safety whose life and career has become the topic of numerous books and documentaries. For a younger generation of fans, though Tillman is an enigma, his legacy for his playing career to the mysterious circumstances of his death and the military ensuing cover-up has spawned a series of queries, man." So, like I said, man, I'm not here to really, drum up, dead skeletons. The story's all out. You can Google Pat Tillman. You can read about his story. They got documentaries on him. You can watch it. You can read about him. I just don't want to let his legacy die. Because I remember watching him play. His foundation now, like you said, it does still help a lot of kids that go to school, a lot of impoverished youth and all of that. And what he stood for, when you watch his interviews, what he stood for was just the manliest of man thing. He made it to the NFL. He had made it, but he didn't let greed or selfishness stop him from still going to lay that all to the side and go fight for what he believed in. And it's unfortunate that he had to die to some underhanded, backdoor, crazy stuff. Y'all go read the story to find out exactly what happened, man. But again, this is your guy, Guitar K. I'm just here to salute Pat Tillman and to salute all of our people that fight and serve in our armed forces, that do it the right way, that do it by the book. Because I'm going to be honest, I couldn't do it. That just wouldn't be my cup of tea, I'm a soldier, but not that type, man. I'm not going out in a hail of glory and, taking on enemy fire or, in Pat Tillman's case, friendly fire or none of that, man. So shout out to Pat Tillman. Shout out to his foundation. Donate some money to Pat Tillman Foundation. Salute to his family, to his friends, to his ex-teammates, the people that got to know this great man and, and was there to celebrate his accomplishments with him. And yeah, man, we're just going to keep Pat Tillman's legacy alive. Shout out Pat Tillman. Safety for the Arizona Cardinals. But that was just his lower level of success. His real level of success was putting that to the side and going to fight for his country, for us, y'all. His country is us, for us to be able to do the things that we love to do every day. This is your guy, Guitar K. Be more shit. Pat Tillman, baby.